Good morning. It is about 5:15. It's about the only thing I could film. It's the direction the sun's coming up. I've been hiking about 45 minutes. I get going a little after 4:30. I like this night hiking thing. It's cool, it's comfortable. It's not crowded. So the sun's coming up. I don't know if I can get this or not. Oh yeah, the moon is still up. Probably not enough light to focus. Hopefully let's focus on this. Maybe this will be kind of a cool shot. But I'm headed north. Don't know how far I've been yet. Haven't really checked. I actually took off from the campsite just a little quicker than I was going to have something to eat. And I was sitting there at the picnic table. I had my stuff packed up, and I was fighting over everything with a mouse. An extremely aggressive mouse. Wouldn't take no for an answer. So I finally said, the heck with it, put my pack on and headed out. Okay, I'm at the Thunder Ridge Overlook. So, yeah, sorry. It actually, believe it or not, on camera looks a lot lighter than it is. It's really dark, so it's not focusing. But I'll show you, it's like a stone-made platform. Sits here on the edge of a cliff. There's a parking lot, less than a quarter of a mile away. So I can get it to focus a little bit, but it won't stay focused because there's not enough light. It's pretty dark. I'm continuing. So I've gotten into more. Come back to the light here and get it to focus. I've gotten into more rock scrambling than I thought I would. I told myself I wasn't going to do that during the night, by lights. But then you get to it and it's like, yeah, okay, what am I going to do? Stand here until sunrise? So been doing it. Some up and some down. I'm going to continue. It's 6:30. Sun should be coming up soon. Making good progress. I forgot to check my mileage. Sorry. Rocky. Yeah, rocky. I'm through my first little climb of the day. Almost through it. I got one more bigger one coming up, but I should be done that one before noon. And then everything after that is pretty small as well. So, don't know for sure. There's a shelter in like 10 something. There's town in 12 something. It'd be like a 14, 15 mile day. Don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep moving forward. Definitely like the night hiking as an option to avoid the heat anyway. I just soon hike during the daytime, but I use my headlamp on low, and I've got a bike headlight that I put on my trekking pole. It works pretty well. Thanks to Tie-Dye Goat and Sunflower. Talked with them. They both were using bike lights on their trekking poles. It was working for them. So that's why I decided to try that. I'm headed north. Though, I'll talk a little bit about the shelter. There were a pretty good crowd there last night. Shelter was built for 6. There were 5 of us actually in the shelter. There were, I think, 5 tents set up in the area. The water source was I stopped to get water 0.2 before the shelter. I'm glad I did. It was a better water source. It was had flow to it, and the shelter wasn't stagnant water, but you were dipping it out of a little pool. Just as soon get it out of a stream type thing if I can. May not be able to later. I got a pool type spring coming up here shortly, and I will need to get water sometime this morning, because I didn't get it at the shelter. A guy came by with some trail magic. I got an A&W root beer and a banana and an Oreo cookie. So, yeah, nice of him to stop by. It's 8 o'clock. I've done 3.5 hours, 4.7 miles. I'm at Petite Gap Road. There's a stop sign out there. I don't know if you can see it, where it intersects with the Blue Ridge Parkway. This is kind of a go, no-go point. This is the last pickup point you can get if you want to shuttle, like back to town, before you get to the next town. So there's 10 miles from here where there's no points where you can get picked up. So, and I've decided that's what I'm going to do. I had originally kind of thought I was probably going to get off here. But as of right now, I'm hoping there's a shelter between here and town. If I need to, I can stop there and do a Nero into town tomorrow. But what I think I'm going to do is try to push to make it to town tonight. But we'll see. It depends an awful lot on what the trail's like. I've got a pretty long, pretty good up that I'm just about to start. And that will have a lot to do with it. But hopefully I can get through that before noon and before the hottest part of the day. And then after that, the ups are pretty short. And there's more downs than ups. It still depends on, you know, how rocky it is and what have you. So working on that good up. And because it's like a lot of them, they all turn into rock when you get up near the top. There's been a little bit of rock scramble. This isn't bad, just rock steps, but I'm guessing there'll be more at the top. Maybe more going down the other side. This whole upper section, as you can see, is pretty much all just rocks. Lots of blackberries at some point later in the year, I would say. Got a little bit of a view here too, so I just wanted to stop and share it. Don't have a lot of good views, but this one would have been probably great before all the leaves came out. But I'm at Marble Spring. Probably as good water sources I've seen on the trail in a couple of days. Comes out of the rocks right over there. The trail takes you down to an area on the other side of that big blowdown right there. And it looks like there should be water there. You can see the path down through here, but everything up that end is absolutely bone dry. So you got to make your way around that. You can go around that end by the base and get down to here, and there's good water flow coming out right here. I just filled everything up. I actually dumped out a couple of things that I'd had, you know, some water that, yeah, it was okay, but this is really nice water. It's nice and clean and clear, and it's a spring. So filtered it, and I got everything full up right now. For 6 hours into my hiking day, 7.2 miles. Highcock Knob was quite a climb up, very rocky and steep. So I'm pretty happy with that mileage. I wasn't making a mile an hour going up that. That was my high point of the day. Got a couple more ups, but nothing huge. Well, I got a bit of an up going here. It says 300 feet off the trail. They're right, it's at least 300 feet off the trail. I'm not going to modify the sign and turn it into a 5 or anything, but, you know, it would be closer. That's the AT south. I came down there. And you come into this nice opening. There's a fire ring there. Over there, there is a trail. Got to find it. But there's a trail over there that goes down through the brush and down to the water source. And then the AT heads north in that direction. You may be able to see a white blaze over on the tree. And there's a sign here that says spring. They lie. It says 300 feet. But anyway, and you come into this area and you say, wow, what a nice campsite. And over there it's not flat. Here it's flatter. But the problem is, if you look, all of this stuff on the ground fell here. And if you look up, there's a lot of serious widowmakers still up there. So be careful when you pick a tent site. What has the potential to fall on you during the night? Now you get over this way, and maybe okay, but then you go over here. You got a lot of big stuff. That's the kind of stuff that if it falls on you, it's not going to be a good day. Not a lot of views. Maybe there'll be some great ones coming, but this just seemed like pretty good. So I figured I'd show you. Would have been great without all the leaves. We were up there this morning. Came down from there. And now I'm headed north. And it's up through the rocks in that way. Got another good up coming here, but it's not as big as the last one. You can see this whole area is kind of rocky. Headed north. I just finished the last significant up of the day. Campsite up there, right up on back on the hill. When I got up there, there was another hiker who had been same shelter I was at last night. He wasn't in a shelter, he was in a tent, but he was up there taking a break, so I joined him for a while. Probably why I forgot to do a video, but it's 12:30. Tempted to throw up a hammock and nap for a couple hours, but the problem is the bugs are fierce. I'm wearing shorts. Don't think I'm going to make it work. If it was a nice breeze, I could get away with it, but there's not. Haven't had much for a view. This one's not too bad. That's the James River down there. You can see through the trees. It's a long ways down. We'll be crossing that probably today. Okay, Matts Creek shelter. Privy up the hill. Matts Creek is right up front here. Pretty good water flow. You have to cross over it to get to this side of by Matts Creek. This just got posted. There was a trail runner up the way. Back at the Gap, I think 5-6 miles back, there was a sign that said that camping was still allowed, but you had to be careful. But then this one's been posted today that it's closed. Can't camp here. Closed due to problem bear activity. Didn't know that till she told me and read it. She headed out. The next shelter, so it's kind of a real problem because the next shelter up is still available, but they had norovirus in that within the last couple of days. So she said they went in the best they could to clean that up and spray that down. Yeah, I'm not planning on staying it either. The James River footbridge is the longest footbridge on the AT. Oh yeah, and it goes across the James River. So, crossing the James River, headed north. Hope you're having a wonderful day.